What is up, everybody? In today's video, we're talking about the craziest event so far this season, as an extreme storm is going to hit a lot of the central and eastern U.S. with extreme impacts. Let's get right on into this video. This extreme storm we are talking about is currently over portions of Arizona, Nevada, and Utah, and is causing mountain snow. This brought tons of mountain snow to the Sierra Nevada mountains and rain to San Francisco, Los Angeles, and San Diego areas, and is going to bring another little plume of snow and rain to the Sierra Nevada mountains in California on Friday morning. But our big system is right over here in Colorado. By Friday morning is going to dump some snow across Utah and Colorado on the Saturday night to Friday morning hours, and then is going to swing by later in the afternoon on Friday, and this is going to be our huge severe weather threats that's going to form on Friday here. Friday afternoon to evening hours is when this extreme event is going to occur for these areas that I do expect for a lot of these areas here. And then once we get over to the Saturday time frame, the big time threat is going to shift further to the south, and it could be a major outbreak here. We're going to see around the Friday night to Saturday morning hours a little area of snow start to form behind this low pressure. A low is going to be right around central Illinois, and what's wrapping around it is cold air in the back with warm air in the front, and that's why we're going to see potential blizzard conditions, because this pressure is really low. This is a really strong storm. I mean, we're going to be looking at 975 millibar low pressure at this point, which is absolutely insanely low, and that's why we're going to have this heavy backside snowfall for portions of North Dakota, South Dakota, into northern Nebraska. That's going to impact those areas I just circled with blizzard conditions due to the storm being so far. If we look, due to the storm being so strong, if we look at the wind gusts here, we could be having wind gusts in the 50s to even 60s in some spots over here in North Dakota, Nebraska, Minnesota, and South Dakota here, and is definitely a big concern. Now, on the Great Plains side of the storm, we are going to see some extreme wildfire conditions for this entire area I circled across portions of New Mexico into Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, in extreme fire weather conditions ranging from Dallas all the way to Oklahoma City areas into the Amarillo areas, where critical to extreme fire weather is going to occur in this area I circled. It's going to be bad, guys. I mean, make sure to not do any fires. Do not start a fire or anything, because it's going to spread like crazy in these type of conditions. I mean, just a lot of fires out here. We're going to see some really strong winds, potentially even up to 70 miles an hour in some spots near Amarillo, Texas, with Amarillo being in the bullseye, I think, for the strongest winds right in this area I just circled right here. But strong winds are going to occur from 40 to 50 to even 70 miles an hour, 40, 50 to 60, I'd say, for this entire area I circled across Oklahoma City into Tulsa, Dallas, in Amarillo areas, with some really strong winds that are going to occur, and even is going to spread in portions of Kansas and Missouri. And this is all going to occur on Friday, with the strongest winds across Oklahoma around 2 p.m., the strongest winds in Amarillo at 11 a.m., but just some really bad conditions out here, and this is going to be combined with some extremely low relative humidity that's going to form later in the day on Friday, which is going to cause some really bad fire weather across these areas. It's going to be really dry out there. So the really dry air combined with the strong winds are going to cause a really bad fire weather threat for these areas I just circled here. That's definitely going to be a big concern. Now, we are also going to see a really significant severe weather threat form on Friday for a lot of the central and southern U.S. here, with the bullseye in this red moderate risk area I just circled, ranging across portions of Missouri into Illinois, in the bullseye in the St. Louis metropolitan area, where this is a wind-driven risk of severe weather here. And then the enhanced risk is also going to be pretty significant in the orange areas, ranging from Jackson, Mississippi to Birmingham, Alabama. Nashville, Tennessee is right on the border of this. Memphis, Tennessee, into portions of Evansville and more areas that are all in this. And the slight risk in yellow ranges from Chicago into Indianapolis, Nashville, Tennessee, Kansas City, Missouri, and more. And this is going to be a really significant severe weather outbreak day. As if we look at the wind threat for this, we have a 45% significant risk for wind in the pink areas. And the significant area of wind is in this area I circled in that black hatched area, where that means 6 severe, 74 miles an hour or more of winds are possible, and this means there's a 10% chance of that in this area. The pink area means a 45% chance of severe winds. The red area means a 30%, and the yellow area means a 15% chance of strong to severe winds in this area. And this is what this moderate risk is going to be for, because we're going to have a strong line of storms moving into Missouri, Illinois, Iowa, Chicago, Indianapolis, or Indiana, Kentucky, into Tennessee, and more areas. Then it's going to be really significant. Now, the tornado outlook is not moderate risk driven. I do think we could potentially see a moderate risk driven tornado risk down in this area I just circled here, but we do have this 10% significant risk of tornadoes ranging all the way from the southern portions of Iowa all the way down to Mississippi, where we do have a 10% chance of tornadoes within 25 miles of a point, and the 10% chance of a significant tornado in all the areas I just circled there, which is going to be pretty significant. Now, the hail side of this is a smaller 30% significant, with the bullseye also over St. Louis, Missouri, across St. Louis, into Missouri, Illinois, and the border between Missouri and Kentucky and Tennessee here. And then the black areas is the outline where we could see significant, a 10% chance of hail exceeding 2 inches in diameter, but the red area is a 30% chance of hail. So it's definitely going to be a big day here, with all hazards likely tomorrow on Friday. Now, if we get to the timing of this system, we're going to first see storms form around the 4 to 5 p.m. time frame in portions of northern Missouri into Iowa, and is going to go really upscale here and form across Columbia, Missouri around 7 p.m. into a strong line of storms that is going to push to the east with this significant severe weather risk. And then we could see some tornadoes ahead of this line in this area possible, where strong tornado threat is going to set up in this area right here. I do believe is definitely possible if we do see any embedded supercells in this area I just now circled that's ahead of the main line. But this is going to be the main line impacting the St. Louis region around 9 to 10 p.m. and impacting a lot of Illinois areas. And this is going to cause some really strong winds and potentially embedded strong tornadoes for St. Louis, and the Quad Cities, Davenport, Iowa, and Dubuque is all going to get impacted by this around the 10 p.m. time frame too. And the reason I'm so concerned about this is look at these significant tornado parameters. They're going to be pretty high out here, especially in southern Missouri into portions of those areas, including Memphis and southern Missouri, where I do think the bullseye for the tornado risk is if we do get any storms that can go really strong here in that area. So definitely going to be a big day with a lot of instability too on Friday here. Now, the severe weather threat is not going to end on Friday at all. It's going to actually get even worse. On Saturday, this event is going to shift further south, and we do have the enhanced risk areas, including Atlanta, Georgia, Nashville, Tennessee, and more areas across the Florida Panhandle into Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana areas with the moderate risk of severe weather, including Birmingham, Alabama, into Jackson, Mississippi, and New Orleans areas. And this is definitely going to be a significant threat too. Now, this is going to be a moderate risk on the severe weather scale, and this is why I'm so concerned about it. This threat is because it's a day 3 moderate risk, which hasn't been issued since 2022, guys. That's why it's so significant here. We have a 45% chance of significant severe weather in this area, and this is just going to be really bad. The models are showing a huge event. I'm not surprised that this thing might go high risk of severe weather on day 1 or 2. I mean, it's going to be a huge day. We could see strong to violent tornadoes, strong winds, hail, potentially a major tornado outbreak. I know I might be exaggerating it. I don't want to cause too much fear, but it's definitely going to be a big time event here. If we look at the details, the 18Z HRR is just crazy. It already has this thing on 1 p.m. time frame with significant supercells across the Mississippi areas, and it's just insane. I mean, I've not seen something like this in a long time in these areas in Mississippi with constant supercells. And if we look at the severe weather parameters here, the significant tornado parameter is nearly maxed out. It's over maxed out. The max is 19.53 on this. We're going to have, I mean, strong tornadoes in this area possible. I cannot stress this enough. Stay prepared here for New Orleans, Louisiana, Birmingham, Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi areas, as strong to potentially violent tornadoes are possible on Saturday, as this is going to be a huge, big-time event that I'm really concerned about. Sadly, I won't be able to go live for this threat due to the fact that I'm going to be on vacation, but I will be able to go live for Friday's threat with this, but definitely a huge concern, as this is just going to be, I mean, a really bad event here. The models are just crazy. Alright, hope everybody did enjoy this video. The weather is getting absolutely crazy here. I mean, there's just tons of severe weather events that's going to occur in the next few days. Multiple moderate risks, potentially one that could be a tornado outbreak with this huge storm. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Like and subscribe for more updates, and bye everybody.